What's up, guys? Joe and Kill from the AZ Westside Wheelers here. Today we are back with a product from Mictuning. Stick around. Welcome back, guys. Today we are going to check out a product from Mictuning with our buddy Kill. We love having him on the channel. He's one of the biggest helpers with this channel. He's constantly doing video work behind the scenes and stuff like that. So anytime we can look at products for his vehicles and try and make his life better, that makes me happy. Plus, you guys get to check out new products from Mictuning. So today they got a little bit different product than we usually check out. Most of the stuff we check out is all app controlled because it goes basically to our switch panel from Mictuning. Well, this product actually has its own little switch panel. And what these lights are these are a fog light that you mount somewhere. And what they're going to give you the possibility of is RGB, which is like a red, blue, green, yellow, most of the basic colors. And this switch is going to be pretty basic. One of them is going to be for turning the light on and off. The other is going to be for changing the color.
And this also does come in a driving light as well, correct?
Yes. They have two versions. One's a fog, one is a driving light. And with this whole harness setup, this is going to be much better for his overland vehicle. He's getting ready to start doing some camping and stuff. The weather's getting good, and some extra lights at night are going to be very helpful. What do you think, Kill?
It always helps to have lighting as far as work lights, floodlights, fog lights. This doesn't really need driving lights. He's not going to be going really fast, so projecting a beam any kind of distance isn't really necessary. So for this particular build, it's going to need something where usable light in the immediate area is going to be the most useful, which is why this is going to be a good option for it. Also, he doesn't have a ton of systems in him where there's sensors and computers and things like that. So a simple setup with a wiring harness, standalone, it's simple to wire it, easy to set up, and it's going to be the best option for something that's a little bit older like this.
Correct. Yeah, if you're not looking to put in a bunch of a switch panel with a bunch of accessories, if you're not going to have a ton of accessories, there's no need for something like that. Getting something with its own standalone harness like this is great. It comes with a 10 amp fuse, and we're going to show you how to hook this up. It's pretty basic. You just hook it to your battery. You're talking power, ground. This you'll mount somewhere under the hood, and those go directly into the back of your lights.
And the plug is really nice. You know, it has this seal on it, so it
IP68 rated.
Yep, there you go. It's going to keep all the water and moisture out of there, so you don't have to worry about these driving in adverse weather.
Nice little Mictuning M on there. You can see the side lights. That's going to give you that fog projection. Very well built. They're sturdy. Just like everything we've experienced from Mictuning, we can't do anything but recommend them to everybody because they have great products, they do great customer service, and they have multiple options for just about everybody. If you have switch panels and you want just basic lights that hook up to an app or something like that, you can go through and have tons of options like that. This is going to be the perfect option for something like this where he's only going to have one switch, and that's about all he's going to need in it. So let's get to showing you how to put this on. Down. So what we're trying to do here is find a hole in the firewall to feed the switch panel, the switch through. So hook it right on there. Yes. Push. Easy.
Oh no.
Shh. You didn't see that.
It'll probably be okay.
Your hood's gonna rattle a little more.
Yeah, that happens from time to time.
There was nothing holding it on. 83.
Brother, no. You're not
And
made
you
of
can put your fingers anywhere on me and be fine.
you're not made of plastic, homie. Not yet anyway.
That was rubber and it was just a little brittle.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's on the ground, actually. Oh, well, no.
no, it's on the drive shaft.
No. No.
No, that's the steering shaft. I don't know.
Just because they're the same size. Why you got to pick on him? Because he's a little guy.
It's got that big motor in it.
The 2-point floor, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just keep your foot flat and you'll be good.
It's got like 17 horsepower. Well, you got a leaking gasket right there, so it's got like 14.
Let me show you. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. You see that? 319,000 miles.
He's had a good life.
He's had a good life, and it's just getting better.
That's it. All right. What we've done is found a spot in the firewall over here and worked this harness through, and we're going to take it over to the rest of the harness. So what we have inside is just the basic switch setup. I will show you guys that in a minute. And then over here, you have the other end, which is going to go over there to Killian. Let's see here. Hang on. Let's go behind this right here. Where are you going to want to go down under this?
Easier. And we can zip tie to that. We can come right underneath here.
So what you want to do is you want to just kind of feed this thing out of the way of anything hot, sharp, or anything that's going to damage this harness in any way. And then you're going to want to zip tie it in place. That way it's nice and secure. That's
too much?
Yeah, probably. We're going to want it somewhere in here, I think.
Pull some back.
You're good right where you're at.
Okay.
Yep. So then we got enough for the leads. Give me just a little more. There we go.
Yep. Perfect. And we can just bundle up what we're not using and zip tie that up out of the way.
Yeah. You know, you might actually want it right here. I'll let him figure it out. This is his truck, so we're going to let him figure it out. But the essentials of this is red and black. They make it pretty simple. Positive, negative. You're going to hook these to your battery. This you're going to mount in here somewhere. And then the other end of this, you're going to feed through, and those go to the back of your lights. So we're going to get this kind of cleaned up all for you, and then I'll give you one final overview of what we did. Killian, what size is that? You don't know because you took it off with your finger?
It's a thumb drive.
It's a thumb drive. That one's good and tight, but that one must be the German one.
It's a German thumb drive.
Gotcha.
Gunther.
Do you actually want a wrench this time?
Yeah, because
He put the negative on without a wrench, so depending on your application, you might need a wrench.
that is because sometimes you have to have a quick disconnect of the negative. And
Hung starter.
in emergencies, when you don't have a shutoff, a quick disconnect for your negative is just one thumb's drive away.
You always do it on the negative.
Keep that one good and tight.
Gotcha. Here, Killian, let me give you a hand. I love wiring. It's my favorite. But the after product is great. So one thing I can recommend is make sure you do, when you're wiring this thing in and kind of feeding your wire through, put it where it's not going to get burned by a radiator, chopped up by a fan, or anything like that. And then use some zip ties. You know, just some little zip ties is fine. We use little zip ties around here. 175-pound tensile strength. That's just the little ones we use. So we'll zip this thing into place and we won't have to worry about it again. But you want to make sure it's very secure under there because you don't want it wiggling around. Wiggling around can cause chafing and things of that nature.
Is that going to be big enough?
I have some bigger ones in the back. If you need bigger ones, use bigger ones.
Metal.
I have metal too. I've only done 100 of these and tested 3.
Test is how hard you can pull on a fishing line before you have a bad day fishing.
Or it's also, here, I'll let you do the honors on that one. So this is something I should have explained a little better. Normally, we hook it to the ground and the positive, and then you test these out because no company is perfect and everybody has inconsistencies in products. So I always recommend before you get this thing wired up and put into place, we just kind of have it rough fit. Test.
Oh, yeah.
You son of a gun. I'll hit the switch.
All right.
Hold it in case it electrocutes you. We'll have a good video. Woo!
We got light?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, now I'm going to go some color. Orange,
Negative.
red,
Red. Green. Blue. Fuchsia. Aqua. Pink.
purple.
Okay. Can you turn off the light? Yeah, thank you.
Well, I don't know. I can't see anything, guys. I'm just hitting buttons.
Let's run through the colors again.
Orange.
Yes.
See, now in here, and I'll bring Erica in here so she can see this. On your little switch, it actually shows the color.
Oh, wow.
So, as you can see, RGB, here, let me turn it upside down. Orange, red, green, blue, pink, aqua. And then when that one's on, very cool switch.
Holy smokes.
He's straight up blind. This is why we call it Whitey, by the way. So,
He's a white
it's a
shark.
great white shark.
Was that bright?
Great white.
It was super bright, man. Super bright.
I could see him through the window over there messing around. So I just said, here, baby, and look,
And
this is
one,
what the light
boom,
looks
and
like.
It sure did, too. Okay, you want to go through the colors? Oh, we'll do the colors once they're on the truck.
Here, I'm right here.
Let's just do it once they're on the... Taking my toys and I'm going home.
Go. Red. Oh, red. Green. Cyan. And then this is like a all color. A rainbow. Yeah, those are cool. Neat. I like them.
Yeah.
So see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it looks like this is going to be our mount, and we are going to take it and we're going to mount it right up under here. Now, when you're doing this, it looks like they give you a couple of different options for locations for this to push it further in or out of your vehicle. So more than likely, we're going to choose the back option.
So it protrudes the furthest away
Correct.
from the
So you're
bumper.
sticking it out a little further. That's probably going to give you your most adjustment. The more you pull it in, you're going to have less adjustment. What do you think? In more?
Let me see this. You know, it actually recessed back a little bit. Looks a little bit better. I agree with Erica. Sticking
Sounds
out
good.
a little bit farther. It doesn't need to be that far out. They actually did a really good job on the mount. You can still maintain the adjustability as far up or down as you would need to. You
Right.
don't really want to be pointed too high because then at that point you can't use them on the road. You're blinding other drivers. So pointing just about flat is probably going to be best.
And to note to everybody, we're hanging them upside down. So
Correct.
normally you guys most people would hang them right side up, and it's going to give you a little bit different adjustability, but it should work perfect in this application. We'll just make a quick hole and see how it works.
You see at the top of the lens, there's,
Go ahead.
so you can, if you notice in the top of the lens, there are these ridges for diffusing the light properly while driving. And there's a tab on the bottom of the light in the frame, and that's going to be how you know where the bottom is versus the top. If you flip this way, the lights can diffuse the wrong way, and you'll be actually blinding people as you're driving toward them. You want this flipped correct way.
Yep. Yeah, which is probably why they made the mount universal to where you can mount it
Reversible,
either way.
Top or
Yeah.
bottom mount.
So we'll get the bracket mounted on, and then we will secure the light.
The ichrometer.
That's a very precise calculation of measure.
If you don't have an ichrometer, you need to go to your local hardware store and pick one up.
They're not hard to find.
No, pretty much any guy in that hardware store is going to have an ichrometer for it.
They can vary. They can vary.
Full send.
Nelson.
Yep, they provided their little Allen wrench for the... It's tiny. You probably have a million of them already, but it's nice of them to provide that. These are going to be a 17 millimeter on the bolt and the nut side. He basically just secured the bolt in there, and he's going to snug it down. We left it kind of loose so we can do full adjustment side to side, up and down, however we want when we go out in the dark. So I'm really hoping that Mictuning comes out with something like this that's app controlled, because that's really what I would like to put on Monstro, is something app controlled, because I can't run anything else through my firewall. And I don't need any more extra switches. I have a huge switch panel from Mictuning already. So, but this is the perfect application for that. That's really cool. Nice little setup of lights there. So far, great quality. Mictuning, as always, you guys are killing it. Might even say, making it cool. As you can see, he's going around cleaning it up. You want to make sure everything is nice and zip tied. So we're going to start off right through there is where we fed the wire for the switch. Here's your junction. It's going to go over. There's your relay. Goes around your fuse to your negative and positive. And then we went straight down under there, through the grill, or behind the grill, I should say. And that takes you right to the front. All right, and here's going to be your final look from the inside. As you can see, the switch ended up very nice on the dash. Light. RGB. He hung it upside down. I don't know why he did that, but you can go through the rotation of colors. Orange, red, green, blue. Awesome. Nice, clean install. Looks good. Right here, if you want to shut this off, you press and hold for about 3 seconds, and then that's going to shut the lights off. This is just a single press. Single press. I don't think it does anything if you hold it. Nope. Awesome. pretty quick and easy install. What do you think, Kill?
I think they came out pretty good. I'm happy with them. It adds a little bit of flair to the build. Eventually, I'm going to do a series on this one. It's going to be the Project Overland Shark, I think, is what I'm going to call it. Just a simple little thing. But, you know, it adds some function, some form, gives a little bit of flair, some cool colors, and I think overall it'll be, you know, useful more so than anything.
Well, exactly. It's not always about having 50 million rock lights and a 62-inch light bar. And I mean, honestly, it's about having functionality in a lot of things. And for something like this, where he takes his kids out and goes camping and stuff like that, just a little bit of extra light when it's dark out is really all you need. And these are pretty bright. You guys have seen some of the footage from the night shots. They're pretty bright. Definitely liking them. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you guys want to see more from Mictuning, let me know, because we've always got new products coming from them. So we appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, stay wheeling.